Can everybody hear me? Right, good. Hi, I'm Rachel's father. It's true. This isn't intimidating at all. This is fun. First thing I'd like to say really is that I've been thinking about this moment for about 27 and a half years. I remember when Rachel was born, and I said to Elaine at the time, she'll be having boyfriends in about 35 years, and who knows what follows on from that. But the key issue I want to say now is really that when we were at Christmas, I should warn you actually, when we were at Christmas, we all sat around the table, and I popped out to the kitchen for a few minutes, and Rachel was left holding fort, and she said there's a 2-hour gap for all the speeches. She said that's 1 hour 45 minutes for Dad and 15 minutes for everybody else. Don't worry, my briefing here is very limited, very specific. My duty here is to pave the way for the star performers who are seated around this table. So I shall be brief. One serious thing, I think the bride and groom would really like me to say at this point that everybody here has played some part, however small, in their lives. And thank you all to all of you for sharing in this amazing, magical celebration in this stunning, extraordinary place. It really is quite something to be here. I started thinking about this speech last Friday. I sat in Costa. Maybe I should have given it more. Anyway, I started thinking about it in Costa. I sat down there with coffee. I had the Times with me, and I had my mobile phone. I thought, this won't be any problem. I'll just Google something and come up with something else. So the first thing that happened was that I got an email from Amazon, and I was expecting an order. Looked at it quickly. They said, your order has been delayed. They said it was awaiting fulfillment. I said, that's what it is. A wedding is a process of awaiting fulfillment. Maybe I can use that. And then I looked up, and a huge sign on the wall of Costa said, Italians do it with style. Yeah, that's good. And then I picked up the Times. I looked at the Times, and there were there's one particular wedding story. It was about an Austrian bride. I don't know if anybody saw it, but the Austrian bride who had a sense of humour. She got to the point in the wedding where they said, do you take this man to be your lawful wedded husband? And she said, I don't. The registrar was unamused. He stopped the wedding and postponed it for 6 weeks. But anyway, none of this was relevant. None of this was helpful. I thought I need to get something which is a bit closer to home. So I thought, what do I know about Carlo and Rachel? The longest time I spent with them was when we went out there for a week in Dubai. And I thought, that's it. And I remembered the moment when we went out for a meal. And Carlo said, I'll take you out to a restaurant I know in the desert. It was at night, and he drove us into the desert. And if those of you that haven't been into the desert, it's very, very dark. There's no street lights. The journey went on for a while. Carlo was quiet, but it was clear that he didn't really know where the restaurant was. And we went on for a while, and eventually we found it in the middle of this desert, and we ordered food and drinks, and that was nice. What was particularly good was that Carlo ordered water. I thought, that's great. One, he doesn't drink and drive. And two, in Dubai, water's going to be a lot cheaper than booze. I was paying for it. It got better because Rachel then produced her discount card. She has an Emirates 25% discount card. If you go out there, make sure that she uses that. That's for people that live there that get 25% off everything. I thought, this is brilliant. This is really good. Until the bill came. The bill was very, very high. It all went quiet around the table when the bill came. And Carlo took over the situation. He called the waiter over. And the waiter said 3 things to us. He said, first of all, the prices had increased since the menu was printed. Oh, that's okay. Secondly, he said the 25% discount card only applied to a much smaller number that only he understood. And the third thing was that the water, the 2 bottles that we'd ordered, was imported Norwegian Voss water at £30 a bottle. Carlo then stepped up. He took over the situation. He said things to the waiter that were very stern. The waiter scuttled back into the kitchen, came back in with a much smaller bill. And I thought at that point, this man's all right. You see, I think that, well, to be honest, I wasn't sure that Rachel was ever going to get married. But I think in Carlo, she has found someone, and I'm sure we all know this. She's found someone who is undoubtedly a level-headed, conscientious, determined, ambitious, hard-working. All of these things are true, but more importantly, he's a kind and considerate guy. He looks after us, he looks after Rachel.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you.
And he appreciates the finer things in life because he married Rachel. I should say I am very proud of my beautiful and talented daughter. There are some things about her you may not know.
Oh, no.
No, I'm not. There are some things I'm not allowed to tell you, but I can tell you, she is an X Factor reject. She featured in the Harry Potter film. Well, I say featured. She was an extra. Well, she was one of the figures in the back of the hall where the cloaked students were there. She was one of those there. She's an accomplished snowboarder, which is why obviously she went to Dubai. She was a successful published poet at the age of 10. But she is an instinctive entrepreneur. She came to me and said, I've got this great idea for a business proposition a few years ago. Snail cream. I said, it's not going to work. Snail cream. Trust me, I know about business, I know about economics. Snail cream's no good. And she said, all I need is a few thousand quid, and I can do this. I've got the packaging, I've got the product, I've got everything, got the money. It will work. I said, no, it's not going to work. Anyway, when I saw it on the shelves in Holland and Barrett the other day, I realised that my short-sightedness, this could have been she could have been a millionaire here. And, anyway, more seriously, Rachel she's fun, she's a thoughtful girl. I've loved seeing her develop into the amazing person that we can all see and we all know in front of us here. It's brilliant. In fact, I think Carlo and Rachel are a really well-matched couple. Before we proceed, before you're allowed to proceed on to the next course, can I just ask us all to toast the bride and groom? You will be using this limoncello in front of you. If you can turn the top on it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
It's going to be better for us beaches, mate.
Yeah. What I'd like you to do is I'd like to wish the bride and groom love and laughter throughout their lives. So if you could all please be upstanding and toast, thank you very much. Toast the bride and groom, the bride and groom.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
On behalf of my wife and I, we would like to thank everyone for coming today and joining us on a special day in Tuscany. And obviously everyone that came to the barbecue yesterday, it was a good catch up and a bit messy. So I hope everyone's feeling okay today. We are really happy to see, all of our closest family and friends here today. I know some of you have come from kind of all over. Stocky from Australia. The guys from Singapore. Where we used to live in Singapore. So some of our friends from Singapore come down. Dubai. UK as well, because a lot of you come all the way from Aylesbury. And our friends from Dubai as well, and Italy, and obviously around Italy as well, so thank you so much. I'd like to start by thanking my wife. Thanks for marrying me. I'm actually surprised you said yes, to be fair. You look beautiful today. I'm very lucky to be marrying such an intelligent and generally amazing person. Living abroad in Singapore and Dubai it's been fun, but it's been challenging at times. But spending it with my best friend has made it all so much easier. I'm really looking forward to our next adventure together, wherever that may be, because you know, we like to move around, don't we? So. There's a few people that I want to thank personally. I'd like to start with Bob. Dad. Firstly, being so kind and generous in welcoming me into your family, being a constant support to Rachel while she's been living abroad. We should also give a big thank you to Bob for the wonderful meal that we're having today. So if we could give Bob a big round of applause. I'd also like to thank my mother-in-law, Elaine. But first of all, the beautiful reading at the ceremony today. I know Rachel sprung it up on you last minute, like she does with most things. But you know, our wedding wouldn't have been complete if you hadn't been a part of it, so thank you so much for that. I'd also like to thank you for raising such an amazing, yet sometimes hard-headed daughter. Which is a great thing because I need someone to keep me in line, really, because if you know what I'm like, so. I'd also like to thank my mum and dad for their constant support and contribution to everything that I do. I know it can be a massive pain in the arse, so. And then moving on to the bridesmaids. You all look stunning today. I'm so glad I chose your dresses, they look amazing. Becky, you organised a hen do that Rachel would never forget. She hasn't stopped talking about Black Dragon, the stripper, since she got back to Dubai. Hopefully we'll all get to meet him one day because I think Jodie's gone into a business partnership with him, so. Last but definitely not least, I want to thank the boys. I'd like to thank the best men and groomsmen. Dinesh, I was really surprised, but your testing. Your organisational skills were on top form. The London Stag was amazing, and you know, bringing everyone together was great. So thank you so much for that, Din. However, I still can't believe how long we've been friends, and you haven't brought me to Mauritius yet. So I'm a bit annoyed with you still about that. Adam, my other best man, if everyone knows. Yeah, we will see after the speeches. I'll make a decision on that then. You never fail to make me laugh. You're an absolute legend, and always there when I need you. Every time, you know, since Singapore, Dubai, like always when I need you, you've been there. Apart from when you're in Thailand 3 months of the year, we don't know what you're doing, so you just go silent. And all the guys that came to Croatia, you made it an amazing stag. But it wasn't just a stag; it was a holiday to remember. It's you know, I'm going to cherish that for the rest of my life. You know, it was absolutely amazing. I am still recovering now, so I don't want to go through that again, to be honest. And Joe's not here because I actually do. Where is Joe? Oh, I do want to thank Joe because he is responsible for putting all the music together tonight, which you're going to see later on. He's put up with hours of my moaning because I'm so fussy with everything. He's put together some strange music requests. Like he was in the studio for hours and he was getting a clap right to a particular song that he had to repeat several times. So it's just been absolutely incredible. We had the sound check earlier today, so we're in for a massive treat. No pressure, Joe. You better get it right. So I'd just like to end with the shot glasses. So if you can get I think it's the peach snaps. Do I have one? No, right. can we all raise a shot glass to the stunning ride? Enjoy the food, enjoy the band, and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you. Cheers.
Caribbean twist.
Testing. Now, while it is true that a wise man once said, the best man's speech should take as long as the groom takes to make love, it's just as well, mate, because scientists have recently discovered a certain food that diminishes a woman's sex drive by 90%, wedding cake. Now, this is my public speaking debut, so I'm a little bit nervous. You could say you're all effectively breaking my public speaking virginity, like breaking my actual virginity. It's probably only going to last about 30 seconds and be very disappointing for everyone involved. It's lovely to see so many beautiful people here today. Thank you, Carlo, and his beautiful bride, Rachel, for giving us a wonderful excuse to come out and visit this lovely part of the world and celebrate your special day together. I'd first like to say it's truly an honour and a privilege to have been asked to be one half of the best men at Carlo and Rachel's wedding. And I'm humbled and thankful to be sharing the stage with the fine gentleman, Mr. Dinesh Dutchman, today. Salute. My name is Adam, and I was his only best man until Dinesh came crawling back out the woodwork. But I do humbly accept my role, and I'm excited for both Carlo and Rachel today. Now, one half of the duties of the best man is to stand up here and give a heartfelt toast. And over the years, I've got to spend some time with some very, very important people. I'm so drunk. And as the night goes on, I'm hoping we all get to spend some quality time with them. So I'd like you all to raise your glass, any glass, and toast the bar staff. I hope they know what they're in for. Cheers, guys. Good luck. We cannot start our speech without mentioning the most beautiful woman in the room today, Mrs. Rachel James Skimby. Rachel, you look absolutely beautiful tonight. Carlo is very lucky to have found you in life. It took him long enough. We were getting really worried about him. I think it would be appropriate to recognise a few people who are very special to the bride and the groom, and that's their parents. Without their love and support, Carlo and Rachel wouldn't be who they are today. Please join me in raising your glasses and first a toast to Rachel's mum and dad. Congratulations on raising such an amazing young woman. Rachel is smart, caring, and a beautiful bride. And this is clearly a reflection of your guidance as parents. You have a lot to be proud of. Cheers. Give me a drink, pour me a drink, hurry up quick. And now to Carlo's parents, Gino and Ornella. I'm not really sure where things went wrong with Carlo, but at least you tried. All jokes aside, you truly have a lot to be proud of. Carlo is an absolute gentleman. He's confident, passionate, driven, and again, a testament to your love and care for his parents. Salute. So what else can I say about Carlo? We first met during our first year sixth form at John College School back in 2004, and this summer I've known him 12 long, agonising years. Coming from the Aylesbury Grammar School on his own, I was told by the teaching staff to look after him and help welcome him into the school and show him the ropes. Well, after I stole his lunch money, made me do my homework for the rest of the week, Carlo eventually became one of my favourite members of the squad. We quickly became the best of friends. Now Carlo would tell you that during his first few weeks that I was mean and obnoxious. But for me, it was just tough love. Really, I was just playing hard to get. Even though we met at the age of 16, I felt like I'd known him my entire life. In fact, at the time, we hadn't known each other that long. But when you both hold up together in the same bed for 5 days after a dodgy Turkish kebab, you get to know somebody pretty well. A little too well. That holiday to Turkey really did become a metaphor for life. Carlo, no matter how much crap life gives us, we always manage to get each other through it. And laughter really is the best medicine. Unless you have explosive bowel movements. In fact, we would go on to share many a bed on our trips around the world. Yes, it might have saved us a few quid, but the cost of Carlo's emotional scarring from all those nights I slept commando is really something money just can't buy. And throughout all the good times, and even the not so good times, our friendship has definitely added a few grey hairs to the collection, especially Carlo's. You little silver fox. Now I promised him I'd keep his speech strictly on the straight and narrow, and that I wouldn't reveal too much about his sordid past. Things like that time he exposed himself at a gentleman's club in Barcelona. I've since heard that the Sicilian salami is their smallest request. Attracting all those plus-sized women during those boozy nights out at Destiny and Watford. That time he got a tattoo when he was 15 years old and successfully hid it from his mum and dad for 5 years. And all those crazy all-night benders out in London and stumbling over Reno's furniture at 6 in the morning. All the fact that during his time at Greenwich Uni, he changed his name to C-Dot. And eventually returned home with a thick Jamaican accent. An expert in the art of Jamaican twirl dance, and multiple love interests going by the names of Peaches, Candy, and Shanae. Check Facebook, it's all over Facebook. I promised Carlo I wouldn't comment on his extracurricular activities, but if those Jamaican twerk videos were anything to go by, how he and Shanae made it through uni without a trip to the hospital, I'll never know. We've always been the best of friends. There's a direct relationship. I'm so drunk. As a direct result of our friendship, other than obviously my improved sense of fashion, his pants are so tight, Carlo, and a taste for the finer things in life, mainly brony beer and Parma tortellini. All I can say is now, I reluctantly have a taste of Jamaican dancehall, and my Jamaican twerk has improved immensely since year 13. I've actually requested some Carlo's favourites for later. So if you're lucky, Carlo might show you how it's done. He certainly dusted off the old cobwebs in Croatia. As for Croatia, I can't really spill the beans too much on the stag do. We were all sworn to secrecy, plus the fact most of the boys have incriminating photos of me, and I've been royally blackmailed. One thing I can say is that we were going to order 3-foot midget strippers on the last night. But then Dinesh rolled down to the pool with his Bapsal, and he looked just like the bird from the advert. So he became most of the entertainment that night. In fact, on the night it was Carlo who was the most beautiful bird on the strip. The renowned independent woman that he is, Carlo has always been one to travel across the world in search of work. Whether that was working the clubs in Ibiza over the summer, or over in Venice and Milan, or Singapore, or Dubai, or Eurocamp in France, where the sausage rolls from his leaving do were still warm when he got back home. So he didn't like France much, didn't they? They say marriages are made in heaven. This one was made in Singapore. It all started on Facebook with a poke. And another poke. Which led to another poke. And then one poke led to another. And love blossomed. The rest, as they say, is history. Of course, it was in Singapore where I first met the lovely Rachel. Upon first glance, it was obvious at the time that I immediately asked Carlo if she had a sister. Unfortunately for me, I was straight out of luck. Alex just wasn't my type. Having heard lots about her since even before the beginning of their relationship, while only having had the pleasure of spending time with her a handful of while only having had the pleasure of spending time with her a handful of times, it was clear that the love that both Carlo and Rachel had for each other was something special. And as a result, I'm standing here before you today, not only the bestest best man that anyone could ask for, but also incredibly proud, as one of my best friends in the world marries the love of his life, and they begin their own journey together. Today, Carlo and Rachel make a commitment to each other. Carlo, just like I will celebrate with you in times of happiness, as your friend, I almost promise to stand next to you, even during times of life's greatest sorrows. A best friend isn't just someone who's always there for you, it's someone who understands you a bit more than you understand yourself. A best friend is someone who knows all about you, but still loves you. Carlo, one day we will celebrate great riches, but even if those Versace tracksuits and Baume & Mercier watches were to perish, and we are left with nothing, I will stand next to you until the end of time. Side by side, or miles apart, my best friend is always close to my heart. I really am proud of you, and you really do inspire me in everything that you do. I just hope I'll have half as much success as you've had. As the families of both the bride and the groom both know, life has a habit of taking those you hold closest and throwing them across oceans. True friendship knows no distance, though miles may lie between us, expensive plane tickets, long waits between visits. True friends are never far apart. Maybe in distance, but not the heart. Our paths may change as life goes on, but the bond between friends remains ever strong. Thank you for interest. I'd I'd like to wish both Carlo and his beautiful bride Rachel all the happiness in the world and the very best of luck on your journey together. Rachel, sweetheart, you're going to need it. May your life be like good wine, tasty, sharp and clear. And like good wine, may it improve with every passing year. Thanks, Pinterest. Dinner, hurry up, what are you doing?
So now, it brings us here today, and I say this with so much pride. Everyone raise your glasses to my best mate and his bride. Oh sorry, raise the shots. Now, everyone 1 second, sorry. Now the newlyweds have tied the knot. Let's all celebrate and pour a shot. Brindiamo alla salute della sposa.
Prendiamo alla salute del sposo. May our sons have rich fathers and beautiful mothers.
Mr. and Mrs. Skemery. Oh, Rachel Jameson.
Congratulations, Chin Chin.
Can I just say, you are the best man.